Like I said, it will be just based at, if I'm going too fast, tell me to slow down, because it's based at beginners and it's based at, you know, the pace of learning how to use the program as well. So I've always used OneNote to program because when I came out, it was just something I was used to. I wasn't used to anything else. So it's just basically a program where you can use to store files, write information and jot everything down. So it basically just substitute your paper program for having everything stored on there. There's a few functional things that I struggled with at the beginning to get my head around, so I'll show you the things that I struggled with to make the process easier. So the first thing that you need to do is to access OneNote is through your portal. So to add Microsoft, have you all got Microsoft Office?
Yes.
Awesome, happy days. So first thing we need to do is to create you a OneNote program. So the first thing to do that is you just open Microsoft Office 365 and then you get all your tabs up the top here. So we're not going to touch any of them yet, we're just going to go straight to our OneDrive in the apps. And are we all familiar with OneDrive? OneDrive's just basically taking, you know, a virtual storage document. So with our USBs, we have everything saved there. The OneDrive is just like a virtual USB where you can access anywhere at any time that stores all our files. So now to create a new OneNote file to get yourself started is you just come to New and you come to OneNote Notebook. So that's how you first create a OneNote notebook. And then you can enter your name. So I'll just call it 2018 Kitaway Bay Public School and hit create. Oh, file not found. Maybe I can have create. And then it's going to create the file. So you get two options of working on it as well. So this is the online version of the way that you can work on it. But when you work on the online version, you don't have the accessibility. It's like a modified version when you're working on the online version. You don't have the full options to do things. So this is just the simple view of where you can come and do simple things if you need to write on it or anything like that. But I never work on it in this view because it's just confusing and a bit chunky. So to open it in full version is you come up to the top here and select open in OneNote and that will open the full version. So right up the top in the middle, open in OneNote. And for the first time when you open this on any computer, so the first time you open this on any computer, it's going to ask you to do a few sign-in things because that means it's taking it from the cloud and storing it onto your computer to synchronize. But once you've done it once on that computer, you don't need to do this process repetitively. But each time you open it on a new computer, you need to do this process. So it will ask me, I'll hit open OneNote, yes. It's going to ask for my DET email address and then make me sign in 2 times. But that's just verifying who I am and for it to connect to the cloud account. It's annoying at first, but it's simple. All you need to do for the first one is type in your DET email address, then it will just prompt you to the portal, and this one is just your usual DET username and password. And once you've done that, yes, and now it's going, you can see it's thinking, so it's synchronizing the OneNote file I just created on the cloud, and now it's opening it here. So you'll see in a second, it's going to update it and there it is there. You'll see in a second, there's going to be a green little recycle kind of icon. And what that means is any changes that I'm making on this computer, so if I just type school admin or something like that, there's a little green dot there, but what happens is when you're working on this file, if there's ever a red cross there, so if there's ever a red cross, that means any changes that you are doing is not being saved to the cloud. It's just being saved to your computer. So if there's ever a red cross there, anything you are doing isn't going to be saving and updating. It's going to be just saving to that computer. So say if you're doing some work at school, on your school laptop and then you go home to access your OneNote file and go, oh, I did all my documentation in that, it won't be there because it wasn't synchronizing. So what you need to do to make sure that it's synchronizing, you just right click on the name of your OneNote and then you hit sync this notebook now, or you can hit notebook sync status and this will tell you if it's up to date. Okay, so if it's not up to date, you'll see a red cross there. And if you have the red cross, all you need to do is click the sync now button and it will update your OneNote. Okay. And once you've done that once on that computer, so now that I've logged in, I won't need to do it again. It's already reading and communicating.
So does that mean
Yep.
if I start this at home,
Yep. So,
I've still got to do that syncing at school?
yeah, so say if you've started this at your home
Yeah.
computer and opened it,
Yeah.
when you get to your school computer, you
Yeah.
would do the same process now. You would go to your
Oh, okay.
OneDrive and hit open in OneNote, and once you've done it to that your computer at school, so say if I
should
cancel this
sync.
now,
Yeah.
since I've opened it on this computer now, I don't need to come through Microsoft Office 365. I can just come to the Start button like I would do with Microsoft Word, open OneNote, and it will be there now. So once you've done it to that computer once,
Yeah.
you don't need to do it again.
Okay.
But say
But you
I've
have
just
to
gotten
do
in,
it.
say I've just gotten in from home, I'm starting my
Yeah.
computer up for the day, it won't be automatically syncing. So you open up OneNote and you'll just need to hit right click, notebook sync status, sync now,
Okay.
and then it'll be ready to go.
So that was right click.
Yeah, right click, sync notebook status, and then just hit sync now. And then once you've done that, you're making sure that it's being saved. Any changes that you make will be saved automatically to the cloud. You just remember, if there's ever a red cross, don't do any work because it's not going to save. You just right click on it,
Yeah.
sync notebook status, sync now.
Okay, because I had started at home.
Yeah.
So couldn't work out why it wasn't here.
If I've got a really old laptop at home, I won't have OneNote on it.
Yeah, you can download, like if you,
10 years old or something.
but through the department, you can download Microsoft Office for free. So I'm not sure if you're aware of it. Yeah, even if you've got a 10-year-old laptop, you can download Microsoft Office for free. All teachers have access, and I can send you the link for that. So you don't need to pay, the $115 subscription or whatever. Being in the department, we get it for free. So that's a bonus. So now that you've got this up, I shared with you all a OneNote file to get you started. So I looked at the program checklists of what was expected of us in stage 1, and it's very similar for stage 2 and stage 3, just to get you started. So what that one is, to access that one, I'm just going to come out of my account because I'll log on to another account that I've shared it with, so you can see how you access the shared OneNote, because you won't be able to see it properly if I do it through my account. This one's Microsoft Office 365 again. So this is how you will view the file that I shared with you. So you come into OneDrive,
Yeah, he has. It's all there.
and then you come to the Shared With Me button. So any files that have been shared with you, so any files that you haven't created but someone has shared with you, you come to the Shared With Me option. So if you ever create a file that any file that you've never created but has been shared with you, it will be under the Shared With Me option. And you'll see the one, because I shared with all of you guys, the Chittaway Bay Public School Master. So what you're going to essentially do now is you're going to take what I've done and move it into your program, so you don't need to recreate the wheel. I've created kind of a template to get you started with what's expected from us from the school. I haven't put in everything because stages are different, but a starting point. So the same thing again, so you can view the stuff that I've put in. You just come to open in OneNote again, open, and like I said, this is for any OneNote files. When you're opening a new program, you just go through the same progress, but it won't ask me to sign in or anything because I've already signed in. But at the moment, it's just loading that OneNote file we had on the OneDrive, and it's going to load it down here. Then once it's loaded on the side, I'm going to show you how you can copy the sections over into your program that you've created. So it's just loading, and obviously the bigger the file it is, the longer it takes, but it shouldn't take a second.
Online, that's on my computer.
Oh, so that's what you sent the email.
Yeah, that's the one. So to access that in, you go to Microsoft Office and Shared With Me.
What's it called? The one that you've shared?
Chittaway Bay Public School Master Pro Forma.
What
Hopefully
did
it
you
comes
click
up
on
under
to
Shared
get to
With
your
Me.
bit?
Sorry, I'm now.
So she's opening
Yeah,
and
that's all
share.
good.
So I've got like that.
Yep, so now we hit open in OneNote, that one there. But if you don't have the app downloaded on here, there we go, and it will ask you to sign in and stuff for the first time.
No, I've done.
Alright, so then it should come up if you've signed in a second.
There it is.
Oh, yeah, I
Whereas
saw
the other
the
one
second
came up blank, didn't it?
Yes,
I don't know why. Maybe
Hotspotting it, so it's
yeah,
taking forever.
maybe it's just
And then you open.
took a little while to come through. You can't log on with them. I don't know the password. It's like fucking top secret. Just click on that. And click on.
No, I'll go share it with you
Click
now.
on-
No, yeah. I might have clicked the wrong one. I've done that.
Click on
That's
the
okay.
I did that with Anne.
Hey?
Turn on
I
manual
shared it
editing
with the
stuff.
Yeah.
first time I sent an email out. I sent it to the Wyoming one.
Ah, yes,
Enter
she
your
always gets my
username. It's
emails.
just your normal log on.
Share.
Deb sends her all my emails. That poor lady up there.
Louise.
That's another Ian Bailey.
So what is your email address?
My email
Hey,
address
number
is
one.
You need to do at
ann.l.bailey,
DTNSW.
whereas she's just Ann Bailey.
So you should get. I'll need to approve it. That's alright.
And funny, I was picking up random people from a funeral the other week,
Try that.
and she happened to be my
Password.
Oh,
I haven't done
really?
the
That was
actual statistics,
one of the other ladies knew me. She goes, "Oh hi, how
two
are you?"
instead of.
And she said to the lady, "Oh, this is Ann Bailey." And she goes, "Oh, that's my name." I go, "You don't know the one public, do you?" She goes, "Yeah." She goes, "Oh, I get all your emails, especially off your AP."
So 1 second, Louise. I'll fix that up in
Yeah,
a
that's no
second.
worries.
So now you have two OneNotes open. So you've got the master one that I shared with you,
Yeah.
and then you're going to have the one that you created. So what's going to happen now is you want to copy all these files over into your one. It might be obviously very different for you, Anne, with what you've got to have. You're not going to have the key learning
No.
areas. But to do that, what you do is you right-click on the side, the name of the program, so Chittaway Bay Master. You right-click and you want to select down the bottom. You want to select, where is that, move or copy? Oh no, sorry, not on the, we don't want to right-click on the side, sorry. You right-click on the section name, sorry.
Oh,
So not on
Yeah, drag
the
it.
name of the program, on the section name, sorry.
Is it on school
No,
overview?
this one.
Yep, so that's what when I refer to section names, that's what I'm
Yeah, but
referring
I
to
need
on
it
those
on
ones.
the side.
So I right-click on the first one and I hit
No, 'cause that would be-
copy or move or copy, sorry. Move or copy. And we don't want to move it because we're all sharing this file. We just want to copy it.
Right.
Because if I move that section into my one, that moves it for everyone else. So no one else would be able to do it. So you've got to make sure you select copy.
Don't pick me.
That'll probably be.
So now you just
If
click.
you make that mistake, you'll probably have to look at
I
that.
don't have that side bit. I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
I'll have a look because I think it could be just a modified version. Since it's on the Surface Pro, it might modify it and make it look different, but I'll have a look with you in a sec, Michelle. So now I click Chittaway Bay Public School and I select copy. Now that is going to come up here in my section. So I've got the school overview and all the stuff that
okay.
I've already put in.
And that's your own.
And yet now that will become your own part of your program. So you can go through, if I click back to the master one, and move each of the sections over. So then I've just taken these out of the program checklists as
Yeah.
well, what we're
Yeah.
needing to include.
So we
for-
have to do each tab the same.
Yeah, so the
Class
same thing.
overview.
I'll come to class overview, right click, move or copy, select my program, Chittaway Bay Public School, and then hit not move, copy. And then I'll come back and that section is now in my program as well. So it's just the same thing, you repeat, now
So
come to
go to
English.
master, copy over, and then that's
Yeah, then it
into
becomes
yours.
our own copy. Then you don't even need to worry about
So you
my
could
master
give it a
pro
different
forma.
file name, then it'd be CBPSA34D or whatever.
Yeah, so that's what we did first.
Yeah.
Deb, we created our own program,
Yeah.
which you'll do. So you create a new OneNote, and then after you've created your own version of OneNote, you then create your own. I'll go back.
You're copying it
Yeah,
over.
yeah. You then open the shared one I shared with you.
shared
Okay, yep, yep,
So you can have your shared one on your own.
yes.
Do it a couple more times.
Yeah, no, that's fine. So I come back to the Chittaway Bay Performer. I'll do English now. Right click, move or copy. Select my program, Chittaway Bay Public School, and then hit copy.
Jen, so you copy the whole section?
Yeah, so that's copying the whole section. So I don't need to do the individual pages. It just copied all those pages
Yeah.
over straight away.
So we're not touching anything at the
No,
side.
you're not touching
Oh, we have to
anything
go
in my
back.
thing. You just need to move,
No, I'm
copy the
just saying the
sections.
side little tabs. So
Here.
we just
Yeah.
have to keep touching the second side. No, the other way.
other
On the
side.
left
Yeah.
side.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So
no, you
once-
don't need to worry about them for now.
it's just-
They're the name of
You
your
do have to press that bottom one that you.
To get
yeah to get to the move between.
Get to
So
the
in
common one.
between each time you
Yes.
press that.
Yeah, to get back because I need to move or copy the section from that. So say now we come back. I'm up to English, so I come back to the master pro forma. I need to copy maths now.
Yeah.
Right click, move or copy. Cut, select the program I want to move it to, and I select copy. Now if I go, maths going to be there, and all the pages I've got there. So, and like I said, I just put in things, and you can add your stage specific things in there, and you just it's on repeat, and you keep on doing it. Then you'll fill up your program with everything. So now, how you can change and modify everything in your program. The first thing I'll show, if you ever want to change the colours or anything like that, you can have the option there by changing section colour if you're interested in colours. If there's ever a thing, if there's confidential in your program, if there's anything you want to keep confidential information, you have the ability. So if I'm ever talking about sections, I'm talking about these things up here. You can right click on it and select password protection in this section. So if there's anything really private or confidential information that you're keeping and you don't want, you know, in case you're sharing your program with someone, I'm not sure, but it's just an easier thing to have. If there's any confidential information you're keeping, you would just hit set password and set your password. So anytime I click on that section, it will ask for my password for that section.
So on that maths.
Yeah. So for that math section, not any other section,
No.
just that math section. If I click on that,
Okay.
it will ask for my password.
Oh, so it asks for the whole section.
Yeah,
Yes.
for the whole section, yeah. So say if I'm in my school overview and I click back to mathematics,
Yeah.
it has about a 5 to 10 minute thing. So say if I'm on my program working and I click
Okay.
out and then click back, it's not going to ask me again.
Yeah.
It will refresh it in kind of 10 minutes
Yeah.
until it sees that it's inactive.
Right.
Okay, so that's the next thing about password protections. If you need to add a new section at the top of your program, you just click
Yeah.
the little grey tab up the top. That's how you create a new section.
And here's your section, it just looks different. So here you are.
If you need to create new pages as well inside of your sections, you select new page. So you'll notice under the school overview,
Yeah.
these are dark orange and these four are light oranges.
Okay.
So what I did that for is because school timetable and roster, they're all relevant to each other. So you can create something called a sub page. So now if I come over to here, I can make it smaller because that's all relevant.
Yeah.
So if you ever have like term one and you have all your section and term one's over, you don't want to have all your section taken up with term one. So you minimize it and you can, you have it there. So for example, if I create a new page, term one, teaching and learning program, new page, scope and sequence, great spelling. But say if I wanted to make this a sub page now, under the big main page, I right click and select make sub page, right click, select make sub page. Now they belong to the term one section.
Oh, that's really
So
good.
then, otherwise you're going to have way too many
Yeah.
pages. If you're having it for your term 1, 2, 3, 4, you're going to have like 100
Yeah.
pages. So to make it easier, you just make them sub-pages to the relevant section.
So you did new page and then you made sub page.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I made it a new page.
Yeah.
Once you've made it, then you tell it that you want it to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so,
you make them first, is that right?
yeah, so if
Yeah.
I hit new page as well,
Yeah.
that's going to make it a new page. But if I want to make that a sub-page
Yeah.
to there, right-click, make
Okay.
sub-page. And say if I don't want it to be a sub-page anymore, I made a mistake, I can right-click and there will be something that says promote sub-page. That means it'll make it back to a normal page.
Okay.
Cool.
And if you need to delete it, just right-click, delete.
Yeah.
So that's how you add sections in and then create new pages in. Now with your pages and how you're working, there's a few options and tools in there. So if you're interested in having, different types of pages or anything like that, you've got a few templates there. You can add, if I come back to, you can add a side note in and that will save it to this page or anything like that. But don't worry about that first to get you started.
That's down the track.
Yeah, that's down the track. So now the first thing is, say I've got my maths program and I want to insert my maths program into this document. we come up to, so I'll come to teaching and learning program, and I'll come to the insert option. So now, this is where we can insert any files or pictures that we want. There's two options. So insert attach file means it will just attach the file in there. It will just have Microsoft Word document. But
Okay.
a file printout, what file printout does, it takes a screenshot of each of your pages in your program and it creates a new page for each of them in there. So if you want to be able to view your program in there, you can choose, I'll show you the difference so you know what it looks like. So I'll come to file printout. I'll first show you what an attached file looks like.
So with the attached file, if I've got my personal timetable,
Yeah.
Word.
Microsoft Word,
Yeah.
do I press attach file or do I press the other one?
Depends if you want. a
Depends
file
what you
that's
Do you,
want.
want to,
Yeah.
do you want a link to it, or do you want to see it when
Do
you
wanna
open
see
the
it?
page?
See it.
So if I just,
Yeah.
Set a file printer.
yeah, so this is attached file. This is what attached file will look like. Just that. I can still edit that file. Just because I've got it in there, that doesn't mean I can edit it. So since I've inserted that file there, it's created a new version of this file. Okay? So now if I double click on it, it's going to open that file. Okay? And it will open that file so I can edit it. So I can now edit this, and any changes I make to it are going to be saved to that file on OneNote. It's not going to be saved to where I got that file from, which was on the faculty drive. The changes I made, it's created a known copy for me because I've copied it over into my program. So the changes I make will be specific to my program. So if I want to make any changes, I just want to highlight that, make it yellow, whatever. Then I just still need to make save. I still say save.
Yeah.
So now, those changes that I've just made to this are going to save to it. It might take like 30 seconds, 1 minute to update, but I'm pretty sure if I click on this now, it will have yellow there.
So that
So
was,
that's,
okay.
So where was the save when you did, oh,
you just
the
right
nice-
click, I just right click. If you've made any changes, it will ask you to save it.
So did you go to insert?
Yep, so that was just insert, attach file.
Attach file.
So now the difference is if you want to be able to see it, it's just a personal opinion because it's still there, your document is still there by having that. And say I've got my maths program and I want to come in and do an evaluation now, I can still come in and do my evaluation quickly, right click and close it. So this is what it looks like if I go to insert, file printout, and I choose whatever that one is. It just takes a picture of the document, literally of what each page is, and it inserts it.
Oh.
So it creates a copy there too for you as well.
So that's
So
the
you still
other.
get an icon.
Yeah, so you still get an icon to do it. And the difference with this is now, so say I've got this here, and if I still want to write on my program, I can double click and write completed.
Did you
Just double click.
Double
So,
click left.
yeah, but the
Yeah,
changes I'm
normal
making
double
on
click,
here
normal
now
double click.
aren't saving to that document because this is on OneNote I'm writing on it. I'm not writing on the document in the Word file. So if I open that Word file, it wouldn't have completed week 2 because I'm just writing on it
Yeah.
on
Because
here
that's
by...
like a picture that you kind of.
Yeah, it's a picture. It's just inserted as a picture. So if I wanted to come now, okay, we're in week 3, you know, I want to write an evaluation or whatever. I've written, I can say we're in term 2 now, week 2. I can double click down here. That's all how you get your cursor up. Double click, completed, sign off. But, yeah, Deb.
That's because I mean that's the thing about having a OneNote program is
Yeah.
the ability to anecdote. But
Yeah.
let's say that I did a thing and I've got a sheet here. I
Yeah.
take a screenshot. I take a picture of it.
Yeah.
Can I attach that to that thing?
Yeah. So if you just have taken a photo, you just come to insert the picture that you have taken and choose wherever you saved your picture to.
Yeah.
Sample pictures,
Just pick one,
desert, insert. You know, make it same features, smaller, move it down, double click, evidence to support week 2,
Whatever.
whatever.
Yeah.
And obviously you can move your text box around or whatever.
Yeah.
Change the colour, you come back to your home button.
Can you
and
scroll
change
up
everything.
so I can just see
Yeah.
how big that is? So, oh, I see. So you would have to put a little note on it so that we'd know so someone else would know which week it was.
Yeah, and you can change your view as well, and you know, coming out there to make it smaller if you want to do that, so it's
Yeah.
easier to see. You can change the size of everything, how big it is. But say, like I said, so even though I inserted a printout of it, it created another icon for me. So I can still come to that icon, double click, and make adjustments to it.
I was
So
going to ask that.
I can still make adjustments to it,
Yeah.
close it, save. But now what OneNote will do in a second, it will say changes have been made to this document. If I want it to look like that, I hit refresh printout and it will refresh what it looked like. So if I come to here, mate, like I said, it might take a little bit longer, but you'll get an option that says refresh printout, and it will then take another screenshot and update the new picture, so you have the freshest picture in there.
So which way do you think is the best way to do it? The top way or the bottom?
Just preference, you know what I mean? If you're happy
It
with not
probably
seeing
depends
anything,
on what you and like what you're doing. Like if it's a scope and settings, you won't want to change it.
Yeah, no, but if it's your program and you're writing like your
Evaluations
evaluation
and
and
stuff.
stuff.
But see, the same thing,
Doesn't
I've still
matter.
got my evaluations there, I'm just opening the document, and if they want to view my evaluations, they just double click and open the document, you know, so it's
that's
personal.
you'd be writing your evaluations in Word.
Yeah, so it would be still, or if you wanted the printout way, you
That's a
could just
learning
double
curve,
click on your,
learning.
and write
Yeah.
in there.
Okay.
So is it like double saving if you do it in Word?
No, because the document's already in there, you're just opening it,
Oh, so you can still write it in there, can't you?
yeah,
So you
and
can-
write it in here, then
I tried to
right
do
click,
that, but
save,
the format.
and it will save the document.
I tried to copy and paste it.
So now if I open that document again, it will have VVV wherever I...
Once you
Yeah.
open it, you have normal privileges that you would have
Yeah.
in Word.
Yeah, no, I had a Word document, but I copy and pasted the Word document, and then I was trying to put it on this page,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the formatting came out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you just got to insert it.
Insert it, you go to the insert button up the top.
That's the big.
So is there any questions around inserting documents
No,
into
that's
it?
pretty.
No.
And like I said, it's just preference of what you like.
Once we try one.
And like I said, with some computers, so this is an older version. So we haven't updated on the computers here to Office 2016, this is still Office 2010. So I work off Office 2016, which is newer, and I've getting a bit more functionalities with it as well, but it's just personal preference. On the computers here, they're 2010. So if you move to 2016, it still looks the same and everything, you just get more preferences. And say as well, if you want to insert audio, and I've got no microphone. Your laptops have all built-in microphones. If you want to insert an audio clip for you addressing your day, you can just hit, might be recording now.
What else?
Like I said, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think the microphone, because it's got, but you can insert, like I said, videos of yourself if you want to talk about your
Videos
daily
of kids.
reflections, anything like that. I made it through the day. But, you know, if you want, or that's just an option there. You can record audio if there's anything ever there, or
That's
say you're
good.
doing a running rec or whatever, you've got a reflection of your kid there, you can get, but that's unrealistic that you're going to get your computer out and be like, hey, talk Benny, or whatever like that. But that's just an option there if you want to record any audio or video.
Please, we don't any more work.
Yeah, so that's just an option there. You can insert tables. It's the same kind of thing as Word with your tabs up here with the home buttons. You can create, if there's, under your school class section, if you want to create under the home, a to-do list, and you just want to come down home, to do, and you can write a to-do list. You can highlight things as important or anything like that. They're just the basic functionalities of how to open a OneNote from OneDrive and how to attach a file, and that's all I was going to touch on today because there's a lot to take in. Is there anything else anyone would like questions to go over? I just need to share it with you, Louise.
I got homework.
Yeah, we
over the
need to
weekend.
play now.
Yeah, and then come back next week
Yeah.
and we'll discuss any questions and
Yeah.
we'll start. I'll have an agenda plan, but that's where we'll start
Yeah.
from if you have any
Thank you.
questions. Thanks,
That was
guys.
great. Thank you so much.